Hello everybody and welcome to the Behind Berwick podcast. I am really excited today to be with two fab colleagues who do amazing jobs. Now the purpose of this podcast is so that listeners can really get behind the scenes of our Berwick Infirmary, which is going to be moving into a fabulous new building. So today I'm joined by Pauline and Hazel. So Pauline, can you start and just tell us who you are and what your role is?
I'm a cook at Berwick Infirmary. I've been here nearly 26 years. I've seen loads of changes over the years, from catering for 100 patients and outside catering to what we're actually doing now. I'm supervisor in charge of the department now, but I do work back to back with another colleague who does the same job as me, although final decisions are left down to me.
Right. A lot of responsibility there.
We have a great team, work with some lovely people and have done over the years. They're all quite new now to our department. The older, like Jane, who had my role, I worked with her she'd been here 30 plus years. So I still miss her. She's been away about a year. But I've seen a lot of changes, I say, and I still enjoy coming to work.
Fabulous, after 26 years,
Yeah,
that's brilliant,
still
isn't
enjoy it, yes.
Yeah. Hazel, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your role?
Hello, I'm Hazel Bettison. I actually trained here in 1983 as a young nurse and qualified, left, and I've came back to Berwick Infirmary as a nutritional assistant. My role involves, as you know, if you're not feeling very well, the last thing you want to do is eat. So my role is promoting nutrition and hydration. Again, I work with a fab team. I work with SALS, the speech and language therapist, the consultant and dietitians, and assist the qualified staff on the ward to get patients to eat and drink. I work alongside my colleague Linda, where we both sit and think of different ways that we can get a patient to eat. It may be just the little things in that they don't like what's on the menu or they can't read the menu. So then we have to find ways of making sure that they can understand. We have to cater for different levels of people who have maybe a bad swallow reflex, so they would go down onto a level 6 or can come down to even a level 4.
What does that mean?
It means that the food, the consistency of the food is changed, so that when they swallow, it's moist, so it's easier to swallow, not too runny. We sometimes have to thicken up drinks because somebody with a bad swallow reflex could choke if the fluid's going back too quick. You've got level 7, which is normal diet with all different textures and that. Level 7 easy chew is where it's softer food, like the corned beef hash, mince and that, easy to chew and get over. Level 6 is the one where it's all cut up into pieces. Level 5 is the more moist one. It's for the texture. And then you've got your level 4 where basically it's puree. One good thing that we have at Berwick Infirmary is we work with our catering team who are brilliant. If I phone up Pauline and say, look, I've got somebody who's not well today, yes, we've put the menu in the day before, I know that they'll do their best to accommodate us.
So I was just it's fab having the two of you together, because obviously you've got to work closely together every single day. As the head cook, Pauline, just talk us through like your typical day, if there is such a thing as a typical day.
We'll come in and do breakfast for the ward, which is quite regimental because it's more or less the same thing. Then we'll go on to cook for the dining room, which is always homemade soup, but each day is different.
Yeah, and that's for our staff.
And that's for staff and visitors. Then we cook whatever meal. There's a choice. In all the other hospitals, there will be the choice of 3. We do salads, baked potatoes with fillings, various fillings, sandwiches, toasties. We provide what's on the menu, the designated menu that we have to provide for the dining room. We'll provide that. That's all cooked fresh as well.
So you do your different meals throughout the day?
We do the different meals throughout the day, and then, as I say, then I go for my lunch at 1 till 2. And then I come back, and that's when I head on the computer to start doing things I need to do on there. And then if Hazel will phone and we'll talk if there's any special requests. So, you know, if I'm not sure about something that's come through, or Hazel's not sure about that type of thing, we will be in communication at any time, eh? And it's quite good actually, because if there's a theme going on in the trust, she's the woman you want there. Because she goes all out there to, we do it together, don't we? It's like Hazel said, can you do milkshakes, can you provide these scones, can you do this, can you do that? And we're like, yeah. And Hazel sets off, gets all dressed up and whatever it needs, don't you? And she includes all the patients and everything. You'll have seen it.
I've seen the pictures.
So we communicate well between the two of us. Whatever we can provide for Hazel to accomplish this, we do.
And just so that people who don't know, you've got a trolley, haven't you? You've got a trolley that you and you put, so a theme could be football. Have you done anything for the football?
Not so much on the football, but I've been everything from a banana. This tea party.
Was it when the Queen was
the Queen's Jubilee
yes,
and the coronation.
And things like that, yeah, it was the full.
There's Nutrition Week, normally in March, and that's a theme food for a full week.
Right. So give us an example of what you mean by themed food.
Promoting fruit was the big one. And I've been to promote food. I've been to Hawaii, dressed as a Hawaiian lady.
She has, yes.
African lady with me food on top of my head.
She's even dressed up as the Queen, wasn't you?
Yeah, for the coronation. The Jubilee for the Queen. We did escort and the cake.
So we did the clotted cream scones and jam, the clotted cream and everything.
And how did the patients react? Did they love it?
The patients love it, but so do the staff, because I won't tell them the day before what the theme is. What they get is a clue. So between the patients and the staff, they have to try and guess from the clue.
Okay.
The only one that knows is the kitchen, because I've roped them into trying to help us out to get everything ready. But food, as I say, is a big part of the life of somebody in the hospital, because there's nothing else sometimes going on apart you're trying to get better, and most of you not feeling well. Getting somebody a laugh or a smile makes my day all worthwhile.
Right. What's your highs, Pauline? What gives you a real kind of buzz? I think I've made a difference.
Yeah, I've got to be honest with you, sometimes we get like a patient's maybe on for a long period of time and say they're a vegetarian with swallowing problems, and we don't cater that well for that type of patient.
Right, okay.
I've seen me go away to a supermarket or anywhere locally and source food for the patient to accommodate their needs. And I take pleasure in doing that. You know, actually thinking, right, they're bored with what we can offer. Ask their relatives what they like, what they've got a preference for, and I'll go and buy it. And recently I went out and bought stuff for him, and one of the staff says that's the first time he'd cleared his plate in a long time.
That's correct.
He didn't like, he could eat potatoes, but he didn't like chips, and some of the potatoes we get like that. So I made up mash especially to go with, you know what I mean, to go with the vegetarian meal. And they said that's the first time he totally cleared the plate and he thoroughly enjoyed it. So that makes me feel that I'm doing my job
and
properly.
Also their family.
Their family, the family was over the moon. They even actually asked where I'd sourced some of this stuff because he liked it that much. Yes.
The good thing about my job is, yes, I've got all the things of following all the protocol and things like that, but I have been allowed to bring in my own ideas and things, and Linda and I will work well with that on the ward and bounce off each other. As I say, she's the sensible one. I'm the one that just acts that.
So she's the nutritional assistant.
She's the same role as I am, but she'll promote food and hygiene, but I'm the daft one. I do like to dress up, and it is worth it.
She does a wonderful job, I have to say.
But the thing is, though, patients, they'll be upset, vulnerable, missing home. So actually, if you can bring a bit of brightness.
Yeah, part of our role as well is promoting the social side of it. And apart from dressing up the trolley and things like that, we'll often have a bingo session, or we have the Daily Sparkle, which is a little newspaper with a quiz in it and that sort of thing. And for every theme day that I do, I always have an activity. But it also engages the staff as well, because obviously it might be just myself on duty, so I'll rope the staff in to help patients do the quiz, and it brings a team together
which is really
to socialise and things like that. Have a good laugh.
Well,
And
I've got
that's
a good
what
team
it's
at
all
Berwick,
about.
straight across
Good
the board,
laugh.
haven't we? You know what I mean? From management straight down to...
Yeah,
Because
even
we've got Marion Dixon, who's
Marion
absolutely
and
amazing. She knows
Anna
everybody by name,
promoted.
you know, and she wants to know everybody by name, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
You know, so you've got high management right down the line, and everybody, it's like a family, isn't it, Hazel?
Yeah.
Do you know what? The patients will feel that as well. Patients will absolutely pick up and benefit from that as well. Just thinking about being in this building from the 1800s and moving into our new hospital, Pauline, how are you feeling about that? So you talked a little bit about how things are going to get better for patients. If you can talk a bit about that and how you're feeling about moving into the new setup.
The new setup is going to be brilliant going forward, that I could see.
So you visited our catering team at our emergency hospital in Cramlington, haven't you, Pauline?
I did, yes. This was a few weeks ago, and I'm looking forward to going back and going through the roles when I'm there, both on the ward kitchen and in the new cafe that's just been
So
opened.
what's going to change compared to what you do now then?
Everything,
Right, okay.
basically.
So the way you work, your rotas, the way the food's prepared.
Yes,
So
absolutely everything will
shift
change.
then, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm now looking at rotas, trying to envisage what the staff are going to be doing. The hours, the roles will change. I think the staff will be allowed to decide if they want to remain in the cafe or stay on the ward, which the roles will be totally different. Again, on the ward they will be working solo for a large part of that shift. But it looks really nice, everything's compact, and I could quite actually do shift there myself. I thought it was quite...
Great. Yeah.
And then I think that the shift that comes in to replace them, to do the latter shift that finishes at 7 o'clock at night, will start off in the cafe along with me, Nicola, and one other catering assistant.
What about you, Hazel? How are you feeling about the move? And how's it going to impact your role?
Personally, I'll be sad because it's my mother hospital, it's where I trained. But we have to have progress. It's going to be strange not walking the corridors that, you know, I did from being in my teens. But exciting. We've gone through quite a lot of change on the ward because we were on the ward in the main hospital. Then as they progressed with the building, we got moved into a state-of-the-art porta cabin, which is fine. At the moment, we've only got 10 patients, so we're going to have double the patients. We'll be back up to strength again. It will be all new in how things, as Pauline said, is going to be presented. But change is good, and we have to progress because the more we can do for our patients, the quicker we're going to get that patient well and back home and back to their loved ones.
Fabulous. Thank you both so much for talking to us.
You're welcome, and thank you guys.
Thank you.